Go. You should see us in the little bottom corner of your screen right now. How are we doing, everybody? Yeah, we're just saying the whole point of tonight's broadcast is to give you like just loads and loads of value in terms of helping you get your showreel to a point this year, which is making the maximum impact possible. Your showreel really is, isn't it, Chris? Like your calling card, effectively.
Calling card as an actor, yeah.
As an actor,
they can be working while you're asleep.
Literally, while you're asleep, particularly for you, Richard Ayler, and those who are in the States who want to work in the UK, you literally can be asleep and your showreel can be getting you work in the UK.
Absolutely.
Or vice versa, if you're in the UK and you want to work in the States. Alex Doddy is here. He says, hey from Sheffield. All right, Alex Lowry. I can never say your name, Lowry, and we still haven't got this right, have we, Lowry? But thank you so much for being here as well. George Broom is here from Manchester. All right, George, hope you're good, buddy. I'll see you in a while. Hope all is good. But yeah, we're going to give you guys as much value as we can. The kind of structure of tonight is going to be very similar to the previous showreel surgeries. If anybody's joined us on a previous one, we've done we've done 5 of these?
5, yeah. We did the big one last time.
Bloody hell, we did the 8-hour absolute crazy-ass marathon where we went live for an entire day in June last year,
yeah,
was
it was June,
yeah. You can go and watch the replay of that. We played out like 40-odd showreels that day. You can watch the replay on atsonthis.tv. If you want to sit through 8 hours.
You can have a good laugh at us all in pain, because we were in pain by the end of it.
By the end of it, it was crazy. See people joining us on Twitter and on Periscope as well. So thank you for being here. Again, if people will be kind enough to just share this out, let's try and get as many actors on here tonight as we possibly can. Shivay Chopra is here from Reading. All right, man, how are we doing? So let's just go through some of these slides and just kind of give you guys a little bit of a what's up on how this is going to work tonight. Hopefully you should be seeing my slides, and I've changed it now. Has it all changed for you guys? It should do. It says how to get involved on Twitter. There you go. It has. So for you guys on Twitter, to watch this, you're probably already logged into your Twitter account anyway. Make sure you're following at Act On This TV. That's Act On This's official account. And then this guy's official account, Chris Stone Films. Every day we both tweet out. How many times do you tweet a day, Chris?
God, lots.
I lose
track. Yeah, I lose track.
It's got to be like, I put about 8 or 10 tweets out a day. Just try to offer as much value as I can to actors in the industry to help them get further in their careers faster. All the interviews that I do at Acts On This. Lots of little pieces of micro content go out on there. Articles that are going to help you guys. Chris posts loads of stuff to do with showreel scenes. He's more than happy to promote other people's showreel scenes. You know, particularly if he's shot or cut your showreel.
Yeah, well, tweet me and definitely include me if I've shot or cut your showreel. Then I'll tweet it out to. I've got 52,000 followers
52.
Yeah, it's quite a lot. So, you know, it gets a wide, you know, it's not just actors that follow me, it's casting directors, agents. So, you know, if you want to get them in front of people, make sure that you include me in it and I'll get it out there.
Yeah, I've got nearly 17,000 acts on this as well. So between us, it's nearly 70,000
people that we can cover, yeah.
If you want like us to promote your stuff, just include us at Acts On This TV, at Chris Stone Films, and we'll try and get it out to 70,000 people. Tonight, if you are watching on Twitter, if you can literally, actually, you know what? You don't even need to tweet us really tonight, because if you click on the video, you can actually just get involved with the conversation at the bottom of your screen. If you want to tweet us anything, though, include the hashtag you see on the screen there, Showreel Surgery. Just means we can find it amongst all the chat a lot easier. And then for you guys who are watching on Facebook, very, very simple. Just like the Facebook page. You're probably watching it on the Acts On This Facebook page now. It's facebook.com/Acts On This TV. Please share this broadcast on your timeline, you know, on your Facebook wall. If you think you've got actors following you, this, you know, they're going to benefit from this. And then you're just going to leave your comments underneath the video like you're doing now. I can see Bobby Calloway is here as well. All right, Bobby, how are you doing? He says, first showreel surgery with an actual showreel on my belt. Yeah, so Bobby's got a showreel as well. Well, Chris has chosen the show he's going to play out tonight, Bobby. I don't know what he's chosen yet. Might have chosen yours. Who knows? Kate Perry. Not Katy Perry.
Not the Katy Perry.
We're big fans of your music, Katy Perry. But yeah,
I kissed a girl,
says,
I liked it.
You
must get that every day.
Yes, we're sorry, Kate. We're being childish.
Childish.
Kate Perry, thank you so much for being here. Your reel might have been chosen as well. Please do hang around. And I can see Mary's here as well. I can see loads of people joining. Thank you so much for being here. So that's how you're going to communicate with us tonight. Here's how it actually works. Chris has chosen 3 reels, like I say, that have been submitted via Twitter or Facebook. It's too late now, unfortunately, to submit your reel. So if you're tweeting your reel now or you're Facebooking at us, we can't include it tonight. but we will be doing these at least once a quarter moving forward throughout 2018. Chris is going to diagnose each showreel, because he's a showreel doctor, and this is showreel surgery, as critical. You can see in red there. That's where it's going to require what? It needs
major surgery.
Major surgery, innit?
Major surgery. It's on the table. Beep, beep, beep. It's not quite dead. We can save it.
Chris always saves them, though. He's not had any reel die yet.
No.
They've all survived. If it's not critical, it might still have to be kept in under observation. And it could be in good health, in which case, maybe there's a couple of tweaks Chris needs to make to it. Or, you know what, it's just perfect as it is, and you should be getting it out to casting directors and producers and everybody you can, basically. He's then going to prescribe the best medicine.
It could be. It put it to bed. And start again.
He's going to prescribe the best medicine he can to get each reel back to fighting fit, if it's not already fighting fit, basically. And that's it. We're going to be broadcasting for around about an hour to 90 minutes, depending on how long we have viewers, I guess. How long we have an audience. So if you want to get your questions answered as well, tweet or Facebook us now. Include the hashtag #ShowreelSurgery if you're on Twitter. Facebook, you don't need to worry about it. Just make sure it's in the video, underneath the video in the comments, because I'm keeping an eye on those here. So is Chris.
I'm looking at and
I've also got you guys on Periscope and on Twitter as well. If you're on Periscope and Twitter and you want to come over to Facebook, do that. And by all means, still the same feed, facebook.com/Act on This TV. So let's have a look. So what should we normally start by? Let's jump on camera.
Hello. We're back.
And we're back. And we normally start by just talking a little bit
chat,
about the industry in general.
What's happening?
Chris, for those who don't know him, is literally, in my opinion, the premier showreel producer, director definitely in the UK. I've not met anyone outside the UK, though, so I have to say on the planet right now, by default, because I don't know anyone else outside of the UK who does it. So he's definitely the authority when it comes to showreels. Chris shoots showreels from scratch. He edits showreels. I always give Chris my footage to edit. I think a lot of actors can get very emotionally attached to their own footage, and they just want to basically keep everything. And we've spoken at length before on previous showreel surgeries, about cutting your stuff down to get it to, what's the optimum length we're saying at the moment, Chris?
It's 2:19 for Twitter.
2 minutes and 19 seconds, your reel. It means that you can then upload that to Twitter directly in a tweet, and then anyone who you send that to doesn't have to click on a link to go to YouTube or to Vimeo or anything like that. It auto plays as they scroll through their tweet, their timeline.
And then you can pin it to the top of your Twitter feed, so your showreel is always there when anyone goes to your profile.
Yeah, it's perfect. If it's over 2 minutes and 20 and it's on YouTube or anything like that, Vimeo, it's not going to play automatically, and someone else has to click a link.
Nobody clicks links.
It's just a barrier, isn't it, between somebody actually seeing your reel or not? It's an extra barrier you just really don't want to have. So we've seen a few reels that people have submitted today that have been frustratingly close to 2:20, like 2 minutes and 25 seconds, 2 minutes and 23
just lose
seconds.
Those few seconds, and then you can have it on Twitter.
Yeah, so you're kind of doing yourself a little bit of a disservice there by having those few extra seconds. And a lot of those few extra seconds on these reels we've seen today were just still shots of someone at the end of their reel or like writing.
There's always places where you can lose a few frames here and there.
It's definitely. So Chris, what else is on your mind? Talk to me. What stuff has been cropping up in your work?
What's been cropping up? Casting types. Okay, so if you've got to really think about what your casting type is, what's going to sell you. You are a brand. Are you the authority figure? Are you the mum role? So think about what your casting type is and make sure that's upfront in your reel. And if you're getting a scene shot, particularly from scratch, don't fight against your casting type. Play to your strengths. Don't do the exact opposite, because you're not going to get necessarily cast as that straight away. You're best getting some roles that really suit you under your belt first, and then experiment and try some other types of roles out. But I had without naming any names, but one person come to me who played an amazing villain, a proper craggly face and craggly voice, but wanted me to do like a leading man sort of role. So like a Colin Firth? Yeah, Colin Firth, not Colin Farrell. Well, he's also a leading man. And a Hugh Grant, but it just wasn't right at all. It didn't quite work as well as it should have been. If I'd have done him as a villain role or played along those kind of types, I think we could have done something really strong with him, but it didn't work. So don't fight against your cast type. Embrace it. Absolutely embrace it, because that's where you're going to get your work. Yeah, no, definitely. I would love to think that I was Superman, James Bond, all these kind of characters. But really, for now, until my career gets to a point where you can play against type,
then I think you absolutely need to embrace your casting type right now as it is.
Well, let's use yours as an example. All your clips on your showreel or authority roles, it's different sorts of authority. You know, are you the policeman? Are you in charge of something? You can have humour with that. You can be dark with that. It's always those you're playing that role of person in power and in charge, because that is your casting type.
I always get police, doctors. I recently played another kind of authority figure. It was a marketing manager in a new BBC One drama that's coming out in about a month. Age Before Beauty, BBC One. Check it out. Awesome.
There you go.
But yeah, it's every type I'm playing right now in my career early on are all similar, not super similar roles, but they are all authority figures. So for me to go, I don't want to play any authority figures. I'm going to just be the horrible villain. And I'm just going to
what I'd actually say the complete opposite for you would be the really weak
Victim.
female victim. That would be like that. You don't do that, because I can't believe you as the victim.
Yeah, I'm going to open my showreel up with a victim scene as me, and then people go, oh well, we're not. We're I don't know. It's A, I wouldn't do it as well. And B, if I got seen for that thing anyway, I'm going to be more, when I get into the room, I'm still going to be stronger playing the parts that are more like me for now. Ultimately, for me, as an actor, it's very important to be employed and earn money.
It's a business at the end of the day.
Yeah,
and you want to get employed and do jobs, so put your main selling point first.
Yeah.
It's really obvious. If you think of yourself as a business first, rather than going, you got to separate what you'd like to do and what you actually can do, which is quite hard to do at times, but you really do have to separate them, otherwise you're doing yourself a disservice.
Yeah, it's like being a plumber and going, oh, you know what, I'm an incredible plumber, but I'm going to work as a bricklayer.
Or a ballerina.
Or a ballerina.
Yeah. I don't know. Just thinking, going the complete opposite, going, he's going to make money as a bricklayer.
I would still go within the same kind of industry. Steve Wayne says, I see myself as an aristocrat. What do you think, mate? Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
100%, Steve.
Yeah.
Not.
Yeah, aristocrat, no. No, exactly. Well, Steve's a good example. Steve's coming on Tuesday and doing a scene with him. He's written as a scally. Sorry, Steve, but that is your
you are a scally, but you're brilliant at it. Me and Chris were talking last night about how good you were.
You're absolutely amazing. As your casting type, perfection. As an aristocrat, no, I'd never cast you as an aristocrat. But for the right role, as the scally drug dealer, sorry, I know you're a lovely person, but, you are absolutely perfect for these roles.
Yeah. Definitely. So that's types. Let's, for now at least, until you've earned a lot of money and got established, let's play to our strengths, not our weaknesses, just to show we can act. Let's get employed. Michael Jackson, a casting director, big casting director, married to Beverly Keogh, who's one of the biggest casting directors in the UK. I did an interview with him on actonthis.tv that you guys can go and watch. It was a sit-down interview, brilliant chat with him, and he said, listen, we employ you for what you are, not what you can be.
Yep.
And I think that is just resonates so much, particularly at the start of people's careers. When you're way down the line and you've got awards under your belt and you've got loads of credits, then of course you're going to probably get bored of always playing to type, and you're going to want to try and challenge yourself and play against. But don't do that before you've got your first TV credit.
Yeah, no,
just killing yourself.
It's lunacy.
What else you got on your list?
On my list. Communication. We've just been having a conversation before we started. This is maybe the number one thing that can kill careers or put people off you as an actor, and it's just simple stuff. It's like responding to an email going, hi, well, let's use me as an example. Hi, Chris. Thanks very much. I've received the script. Thanks, Chris, for sending over the scene. Sometimes I don't get anything. No response.
This is when you're working directly with actors to shoot showreels.
Just a little bit of communication, but also think about the time of day when you're getting in touch with people professionally, on a professional level. Don't ring up at 11 o'clock on a Saturday night or on Sunday or 4:30 on Christmas Eve. You were telling me.
Those who tuned in on Thursday night, I interviewed Nikki Bly, the casting director behind Mrs. Brown's Boys, Ricky Gervais's Extras, big shows, things like Mount Pleasant. She just did something called Living the Dream. She's done a lot of Channel 4 comedy blaps that are online at the moment. And she said, I was like, look, a lot of people are unsure when to send emails, when's the right time, when's appropriate. And I was like, is there an appropriate time? Because sometimes I know what it's like. I have to work quite late sometimes, or I have to work very early in the morning. And I'm like, is it appropriate to send this now? And she was like, listen, I had somebody send me an email at 2 minutes to midnight on New Year's Eve. She goes, it's not appropriate. She goes, schedule all of your emails, so you've got them all ready to go. But please, she said, just because they won't get lost under loads of spam as well, send them within business hours. So she was like, someone also sent her an email at 2 a.m. She shouldn't do this, and no one should sleep with their phone in their bedroom, right? Or if you do, you get it on silent and turn vibrate off. But a lot of people don't do that. Nikki obviously hadn't done that evening, and she was woken up by bing, bing, on her phone at 2 a.m. That's one way to guarantee. She said, "Look, I'll just delete your emails if they're coming in at 2 o'clock in the morning." She's got respect for actors working that late, but schedule your emails to go out between 9 and 5 or 9 and 6 because it's just appropriate. Yeah, and like Chris says, respond if you get, emails back or whatever. It's nice, isn't it, to just say thanks.
Yeah,
I got
just
that.
say thank you. I've received that, because when you don't get that, you go, okay. Right. Yeah, you do form opinions about people. So Pedge just said an interesting one. Pedge says, "That's the thing with me. Each of my scenes I play something different. I'm not sure which is my selling point." But they're all different, but they're all on the same, that very nice guy, sort of comedy, light-hearted. It's either that or chillingly creepy. So that's what you play, Lee. They're not all different. They're all quite similar, but, obviously different stories.
Because so for you, Lee, and those who haven't seen Lee's reel...
Go and watch Petcher's reel, actually.
You can just search for... What's your Twitter, Lee? Like, at Lee Petcher. You better watch it after this. You better see his pinned tweet. You'll see his reel at the top of his Twitter feed. Even when you're playing the more of an authority role, more of a person in charge, for me... It's still like there's like a nervousness, like you're not really in charge.
It's not having the power role, which is the opposite to Ross, which you could play that perfectly. So that's your cast type. And unlucky in love. Because how many scenes have I done with you where you're unlucky in love? It works out. You've been strangled by robots, dumped, can't get the girl. So there is a running theme there, Lee.
Yeah, so it runs throughout your whole thing. So yeah, although you're playing, different scenarios, the actual main thematic...
It is kind of, all the characters you play are kind of slightly exaggerated versions of yourself. So I can still see all those in you.
It's and I think, did you cut Lee's reel?
No, I've not cut his reel.
No, it's not cut his reel. So, I was going to say, if Chris
cut
it for
his
you,
original one.
It's in the right order. If he hasn't cut it, it might not be the right order, Lee.
Well, yeah, that's okay. Well, you brought me nicely onto another subject. Is you may have like the best scenes and the best clips in the world, but in the wrong order. It's like sentence wrong order. It's like all words just all jumbled up, and it doesn't flow. So the order is the most important thing in the world. You can make a great sentence from really simple words. You can make a great showreel from a couple, one or two really nice bits, and recuts bits that aren't as strong to make it really punchy. This is what I do with a lot of showreels when I'm cutting. You can take stuff, you go, that isn't necessarily the strongest scene, but I can re-engineer that to make that really work. And in the context of the cut, it really shines. It really works. I've done a couple like this week. So again, it's not... You have to get it in the right order. And the right order is an incredibly difficult one. It's all about flow. You are telling a story with your showreel, a good beginning, middle, and end. Does it reach a point where you kind of go, I want to watch more of that, but then goes on to the next clip? That's what you want to do. So by the end of it, you've had them for the full 2 minutes 19 seconds, or however long, preferably even shorter time. So they watch the whole damn showreel. Yeah,
definitely. So yeah, I like the analogy of going, the right, you can have the same amount of words, and in the right order they create a sentence everyone understands. If you put those words in a different order, then it means nothing.
It's gobbledygook. Yeah, it literally doesn't. You actually can do yourself a disservice by having it in the wrong order. Actually, Lee, I will use you as an example, because you did recut it and you asked my advice on it, and you used the scene where you were creepy up first, and that doesn't work because that's not the main casting type for you. The main casting type for you is the light-hearted, funny one, so it would be bring that one in later. Whatever you play first should reflect as close to your personality, like your one. Your one is basically it's you and Miranda, and it's you playing you, essentially, and it's light-hearted, funny. It's the closest to Ross. So we're going, this is who... and then you show different variations on that. Yeah,
the thing Michael Jackson said about we employ you for who you are, not who you can be. I was like, what? My first thing on my showreel should reflect as closely to me as possible, as me playing myself in a different scenario. We went for more of a kind of a comedy scene, but it was me playing myself with the same kind of energy I just have in life. And then we move, slightly further away, but again within the same vein as the reel progresses, because people just know instantly what you are. Then it's like it would be a real problem to open your reel in a different accent. For instance, and a lot of people want to do that. They want to play a different accent, so their natural accent, and then a casting director watches your showreel. They're looking for someone who's English, and they go, "Oh, that must be Scottish then."
Yeah.
And they stop watching.
So
like,
play your natural accents
first. You're Scots
whatever.
later on.
You can do all the accents as you like. So when I'm cutting, I really have to take that into consideration, because I did one again recently, and I may have said this before in Showreel. It's not necessarily the best performance first; it's the best clip that works first. So the actress had some stronger performances, but they were all in different accents. So I had to use one. It was still a good performance. I had to use that one first with a natural accent. Otherwise, you would think she was Irish or German. I can't remember what the exact accents were. But yeah, you always put your own voice up first. Oh, and make sure, this is a tricky one. I try and always make the first voice heard your voice. It doesn't necessarily always work, but at least make sure if it's somebody else's voice heard first, that the first picture that we see is you and first. So that it syncs together. So sometimes, like Alison Saxon's, there's Kathy's voice is first, but the first person we see and hear is Alison's.
Yeah, we've had that before where we were starting to watch a reel and went, "Oh God, this is really, really good," and then the person whose reel it was then walked into the scene and wasn't very good, and we're like, "Oh, right, you've just sold this other actor way better than you've sold yourself."
Yeah.
Right, let's actually play something.
Let's do some.
And then what we're going to do, guys, we're going to play a reel. You guys are going to see it. Chris is going to critique it. After that, then we're going to dive into a few more things and stuff that's going on at the moment. I want to particularly look tonight at some Instagram strategies and the way you can use Instagram stories to actually spread your reel around, and also just, other parts of your acting career. That's something that maybe not a lot of actors on here are doing. We're going to show you some examples of Instagram stories that Chris uses to share his showreel scenes. We've still got other stuff to talk about, but we're going to play a reel now. Then we're going to do some more Q&A, play a reel, do some more Q&A, play a reel, and then we'll finish for tonight. So, first up, should we play these in order then?
Yeah, let's do in order.
In order. So we've got Mr. Alex Doddy up first. Alex, I know you're on here because you're here on Facebook. Give a little shout out to some other people who've just joined as well. I can see Leah's here. There. John's here as well. Alex is still on there. I can see Kate. We said hello to Kate. Susie Hunter's here as well. Amanda. Thank you for joining us. So you're just in time. So this is Alex's reel. It's just over 2 minutes. Alex, this is just, we'll talk about it in a minute about the length. But this is Alex. Give some feedback yourselves, guys, as we're going through, and we'll be back in about 2.5 minutes.
You realise the peasant whore of a dead man has no place.